Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have just type of thread, you know what I mean? One of those threads where you just read it and you have that stare in your face where you're just like, what? What are we even talking about here? You know what I mean? I have a couple of these lined up. We're about to do them back to back to back. Listen, it's 5 a.m. I think this is the best time to do these type of threads because it just, you know what I mean? I'm already out of brain cells for the day. The threads, you know what I'm saying, barely hanging on. Just two unstoppable forces colliding together. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm gonna get down below and let's read this beautiful, beautiful thread. Like always, it's here for entertainment. You know what I mean? No hate or anything towards any other side. You know what I mean? I am going to disagree with a lot of what is being said here. I'm going to give my reasons for it, and that's okay. Just remember, keep it calm, keep it happy, and let's do it. Alrighty, so starts out by saying concerns on pacing of updates. I'm guessing this has to do with obviously the fact that 1.5.10 isn't out yet and stuff of that nature. I get it. As soon as something doesn't go exactly to plan, as soon as there is a delay, there's panic. I get it. Then in parentheses we have subsidized by Turkish government. Okay, we're getting into some deep stuff here. So he starts off by saying, remember everyone, let's not forget the tailwinds is subsidized by the Turkish government, so they will endlessly wait for meaningful updates. New sheep model. Tailwinds will continue to get paid no matter what. I'm actually gonna read the whole thing and I'm gonna break it down. Link below for source of subsidized game devs. We are missing features that Warband had, and skills and perks are barely working even after a full year. Ooh, interesting. They said that they want to make every town and castle unique, as it being a different map, wholly based on the current pace that could take 4 years. Modders are the only ones making the game fun, and the tools being given to them are minuscule at best. It's going to be a long ride, folks. Interesting. Well, before we do that, let me just pull this up real quick. Let's bounce that right there. Boom. All right. So first thing, remember everyone, let's not forget the tailwinds is subsidized by the Turkish government, so they will wait endlessly for meaningful updates. So what he's referring to here is stating that since they are subsidized, which means that they are in a way receiving money to keep doing what they're doing by the government, they will continue to endlessly keep receiving that money by stretching out how the game is made, pretty much, right? Now, here's the thing. First, I do not think this is true. I'm pretty sure it was stated a long time ago, as you can see it's from 2016, that they were given kind of like a prenup, kind of like an investment in a way of like, hey, it's going to help the Turkish, gaming scene, the developer scene. They're going to help. I think that's how it went in a way, right? I don't think it's ongoing. Now, regardless if it's ongoing or not, here's one thing. Why is that a bad thing? Why are you upset that people are getting paid to make a game? Why are you upset about that? I feel like that's a lot of projection where it's just like you're not happy because they're getting to do this and they're getting paid well from it, which I don't know what the numbers are here, but I'm pretty sure it was a big number that they got paid. But why is that a bad thing? I feel like I understand his point. It's like, oh, it's because they're going to endlessly wait for updates. That's not true. Where did you get that fact? That is also an opinion of his. He states it's an opinion based on him thinking that, oh, they're getting paid a lot of money just to not do anything. Bro, where have you seen that? Where has that been reported? That there are... I don't know how to start with this. Because it's like this is not confirmed, so therefore how can I even argue against it? Because it's just somebody's opinion, you know what I mean? And just the fact of like it being subsidized, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Or shouldn't you be happy that, that they are subsidized, therefore they can keep producing content for the game regardless of the sales and all that? Because guess what? Then they can just keep going regardless because they're still getting paid. They can still take care of their families. They can still take care of their rents, all of that. Shouldn't you be happy and excited that they don't have to worry about the financial burden and they can keep going on their, goal of making the game? Shouldn't that be a good thing? Like, I'm confused. I'm severely confused. And another thing is, like, I've seen this as a trend a lot. It's a big trend, especially here in the U.S., where people like upset that certain people are getting money and certain other people aren't getting money. For example, if you have a child, there's a lot of good stuff that's coming up in terms of like legislation, all that stuff, where parents are going to actually receive more funds and stuff of that nature from the government, and I think that's great. You know what I mean? I have a child right now, but even if I didn't have a child, I would think that's great. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who are mad because like, oh well, I don't have a child. Why didn't I receive anything extra? Because it's meant to help the child. It's very simple. And if I didn't have a child, if this happened, the whole conundrum happened 2 years ago, and I didn't have a child, and then this was talked about, I'd be very happy for the people with the children because guess what? They can provide a better life for that child. It's very simple. So in this situation, it's like, what's the bad part about it? You're getting rid of their financial burdens that everyone has, especially when you grow up, and they can keep making the game. What, it's going to take a little bit longer because that's what your theory is? So what? What if it takes a little bit longer? What's the problem? Is the world going to end in 4 years, as he says right over here? No. What's the problem, man? Now, moving on. Terrell will continue to get paid no matter what. Good. I don't think that's a bad thing. Link below for source. Okay. Regardless of the source is real or not, that's not the point. The point is, it's not a bad thing. It's really not. And then he says, we are missing features that Bannerlord had. True, we are. I agree with that. We are missing feasts. We are missing a couple more features that I do want to see. I do agree 100%. And skill and perks are barely working even after a full year. We got a liar. All right. Bannerlord perks. This is a website. He looks into the code, and he also looks into how it's implemented into the game, and he pretty much tells you what works and what doesn't work. As of 1.5.9, as you can see, every perk tree or every skill tree is above 90%. The only one being 90 is Steward, and literally, do we have any perks that are completely not working? Or is it just all... We literally don't have one perk right now that is not working. We have some that are working partially, and it's only... Okay, my bad. We have one perk that's not working out of how many? How many perks are there in this game? What is it, like 200, something like that? One perk isn't working. There's a couple more that are partially working, and literally, if I was to take all of them, it would probably be like 95% working. If you were to add all these up and get the percentages. That's a lie. It's, you know what I mean? I hate to say it, but I got you there. Next, they said that they want to make every town and castle unique, as it being a different map, and he says that based on the current pace, that could take 4 years. And what's the problem if it takes 4 years? I don't get why people are so impatient, man. I don't get it. You know what I mean? And it always depends. It's so weird because it's like, it's always based on like, how can I explain it? It's like for certain things, people will wait a lifetime for, and for certain other things, are like, I want it now, and I want it now. Even within the game development industry, like there's some developers who can, take breaks for years, re-release their game for every new console. You know who I'm talking about, and it's fine. You know what I mean? They're just like, I kind of wanted it, but let me buy it again, man. Let me buy the HD version. Let me buy the definitive. Let me, you know what I'm saying? They're fine with it. But then for other companies, they're like, come on, bro, I want it now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, again, 4 years. I'd be happy if they actually extended it for 4 more years. It would be so much more of a fleshed out game. It would give the decision makers a lot more time and a lot more room to be like, hey, maybe we can implement even bigger systems, even bigger this. It would actually be good for the game. I'm just saying. And he goes, modders are the only ones making this game fun. That's not true. The base game is good. I bet you this guy's played plenty of the base game and had a good time with it as well. It just now that, he's done most of the stuff that there is to be done, now he feels like all that stuff that he's done, he just forgets about that and just says, the game isn't fun anymore. And this, like, it's just, come on, bro. Let's be honest. You like fighting in the game. Come on, man. come on, bro. If you didn't like the game, you wouldn't be on these forums. You know what I'm saying? Trying to fight and give these very weird takes about why you think it's not where it's at. And the tools being given to them are minuscule at best. I see that he has seen that thread that I have posted. Not that I have posted, sorry. That I have that I have read out loud for people who didn't want to read the whole thing out. It is on my channel. It's like a 45-minute video or something like that. But yes, the modding tools are not the best, but the devs have said that, they do want to get in contact and actually get that fixed. So there you go. It's going to be a long ride, folks. I hope it is a long ride. You know what I mean? Because I don't see the problem with it being a long ride. You know what I mean? I think it's better. I think if you take your time with stuff, it's good. It's not everything doesn't need to be rushed. Everything doesn't need to be, you know what I mean? Take your time. Take your time. For the developers, take your time. I think it's fine. Alright, so let's read what other people have to say. The subsidies are hardly likely to be significant. Tailwind's glacial pace is more likely experienced by poor leadership and split resources. Or the fact that they only have like sub 100 people. They have like 90 people. That's it. They got 90 people. It's not a lot. You know what I mean? I've seen in other threads people talking about like, compared to EA, it's like, dog, EA has thousands of people working for them. Thousands. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we comparing here? You know what I'm saying? What in the world are we comparing here? And like, even if they were hardly this whole part is ridiculous. It doesn't matter at all. It's like it's not a good take. All right, and we have another person saying, "Are we going to stand against every industry that receives government?" Yeah, we shouldn't. It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. Reading the article, I don't see how it wouldn't be in the government interest to provide incentives for local developers. I agree. I think it's it's a good thing. In their business, Slower Lord is better than Neverlords. Okay, I get what he's saying, but okay. Oh. Look at this. I'm actually here. Okay. Let's read it. You're a bit late to the disappointment annoyance party. I'm all full, and I guess most players are too. Plus, I don't like government perks. Could have much impact on their speed, let alone make them sandbag. I don't think that's true anyways. I think they're doing good. I think it removes their financial burden. I feel like it's just like, bro, it's, how can I explain this? It's like people always think like the government helping them is so bad, especially if you live in the US. They're like, it's so bad. Like, oh my God, they're helping us. Are you kidding me? They're not supposed to help us ever. It's such a bad take, bro. Like, bro, it's okay, bro. Like every other country does it. You know what I'm saying? They got healthcare and stuff. They got good stuff going for them because of that stuff. Like it's so ridiculous, bro. It's so ridiculous, like stuff that's going on in the world and stuff like that. Like it's so ridiculous about the arguments we have. Like, oh, only certain people should get that. It's like, bro, what are we doing, bro? It's so weird. Like I literally right now have like 4 chipped tooths. You know what I mean? I occasionally cough up blood. You know what I mean? And I can't even go to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? I can't because it would cost me a couple $100, and that is really not within my budget. Just for them to figure out what it is. You know what I mean? And and then you got people who are out there like, oh, they shouldn't help. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be. It's like, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's such a weird take. Like, what if you get sick? Like, you're gonna need someone's help, and you're gonna need, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's such a weird take, and like, I know I'm going way off the script here, but this isn't a bad thing. Like, this is like, people swear this is terrible. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. Okay, he goes, also, I think it's good if they have interns, student, or first job devs or designers starting their careers. They're really good for those people to have opportunity. I gotta say, last time I expressed the same idea, a YouTuber named Stan took it out of context, and he's mad at me, and YouTubed it as if I was a big fat insult to Terwood, saying the first time devs. It's really not what I was saying. If you have anything to say it here to addition and dumping it to recycle content videos. Bro, I wasn't even very negative. I remember what I said. It wasn't even negative. Like, bro, I swear, people can have like this type of an opinion and like say this stuff, but as soon as I respond, people are like, he's so negative. He's so this. And like I even like tell you like, bro, I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just like I don't agree. You can agree and not be negative. You can agree and just be, on opposite sides. Like it's okay. Like it's not, especially over stuff like this. Like this isn't like the biggest deal. Like conversations about video games and like how stuff is run and stuff like, bro, it shouldn't be. You shouldn't be so super upset with my opinion because guess what? You have one too. You disagree with me. I disagree with you. It's like, come on now. Like, come on. I wasn't really being that negative. I can go back to that video right now, watch it over, and I promise you I was not being super negative. Even if I was being a little bit negative, it was never in no hateful towards the way. The article doesn't confirm that the funding is continuous. That's also true. Lots of interns. Government help can barely pay their electric bills. It was a pre-election thing. Yeah, I think it was like a prenup in a way. But there it is. What do you guys think of this thread? I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think if it takes longer, it's gonna be better for the game. I think if they get their financial burden lifted just so they can focus solely on their work, I think that's also good. I don't think that should be a bad thing. I don't think that should be looked at as a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna leave you with this last my last philosophy thing because I'll be doing a lot of I want to say philosophies. I would just say like I just talk about stuff. I feel like if like in it is like this in a lot of countries, European countries and stuff like that. Even what I mean, European, Asian. There's a lot of countries that do this, where they give people enough money for working one job to the point where they can't afford everything. You know what I mean? They can afford to actually live. They can afford to actually take time off. They can afford to actually have fun in their lives. And then you have some countries like the U.S. You know what I mean, where literally, I'll use myself as an example, but there's plenty of examples. You know what I mean? Everybody I know, like literally everybody I know and everybody they know, are in the same position, where it's like I have to work 40 hours at one job. I have to work another 20 at another job. And then I also try to do YouTube on the side to make ends meet every month. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and then people fight against that. People literally who are also in the same position as me, who have like this many jobs and have no time to actually do anything. Like I see my son like once a week. You know what I mean? Like I try to see him as much as possible, but I only see him like once a week. You know what I mean? I just work. And it's just like, it would be so much better if, you got paid a good amount to actually, enjoy your life. You know what I mean? Even if it took being subsidized by the government, it's like, bro, like, I don't know. I think it would be better if, people stopped, like, trying to use this as, like, a negative, trying to, or, just overall, just, like, fighting against people having living wages and being able to actually live their life. It's weird. I don't know. There it is. It's kind of a sad note, I guess, but I don't know. Let me know what you think. And with that being said, stay safe. And I don't know. Be more positive. You know what I mean? Drink water. It's good for you. All right. I'll see you guys.